We're on. We're live. Now, I hope I set this for the right time. This was supposed to be 6:30, but StreamYard told me it's time. So, oops. I don't know. But yeah. So, yeah. So, we're going to give everybody else 5 minutes to be here before we begin live streaming, really streaming. I always like to begin 5 minutes early. Some people play a big long intro, like when the notification goes out. I don't like to do that. I just like to chit chat a little bit as people show up. Hey, Kevin. Hello. Just got an email from you, I think. Christopher, hello. How are you? Back live again. After many, many moons. You guys let me know. Can you hear me okay? Sound and everything working? I'm hoping. Bob Nixon, hello. Nice to see you. Tried to learn how to use OBS Studio because I heard it was really fancy. And I figured out everything on Future How. Oh, hello, Mr. Black. How are you? I figured out everything except how to do this with comments. And that is an SR71. Cool. And I wanted to be able to put up your comments as we talked. So we're back to StreamYard. Ooh. I feel your pain, Robert. I mean, I haven't been in chronic pain since the 80s, but I've had some chronic pain with this shoulder since. Wait, where'd it go? That's not what I meant to do. So anyway. So we got 4 minutes till the actual show starts. And we can chit-chat about whatever you guys want that are already here. We can do whatever we want. I never realized I made Kevin a mod in this chat, but he is. Kevin, you're a mod. Did you know that? Hey, Jason, how are you? Good to see you. You know what? How do we, Jason gets rich. Bot Bus Bob, hello. I don't believe I've seen you on the chats before, but welcome from England. Wow, so I don't know what time it is there. But, so when I asked, well, I'll say this again when we really get started. When I asked, what do you guys want to see? The number one comment was knives, 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 knives. So I've got so many here, not the whole collection, but the Navajo Nation. So Cordezi, where exactly? Give me a geographic spot. Where is that? Oh, Kevin, tell her hi. When are we going to see you guys again? And I'm guessing you guys can hear me because people are answering things with comments. So that's good. That's awesome. StreamYard has improved since the last time I streamed. Just barely saw my beautiful face. Ugh. Potentially good news. I'm saving up for the name change process. That is awesome. I want to see that house coat of arms. I want to see it. Definitely. Sound 5x5. Thank you, Jason. Appreciate it. Thanks, Kurt. Appreciate that. Um, Speaking of coat of arms, not nearly as exciting. I have my Patreon guys have seen some of the new logo and stickers I had made. You can see the new logo, one of the versions of it up in the corner, I think, right now. But I'm going to show you guys the actual so when we get started, like as we go. You know what Patreon lets me do now? Okay, watch this. I didn't make this up. They made this up. Look at that. That was cool, right? Yeah. There's, like I said, there's some more elements in StreamYard. So I don't know. I hope sending you. Yeah, please do. I can't promise when I'll actually see it because I get crappy notifications all the time for emails and DMs, but I will check it out as soon as I see it. Anyway, so I've been looking to switch to OBS Studio because I hear it's what like more, better, smarter people than me use. But we're still on StreamYard for now. I got to learn how to use that thing. So we're back to streaming. My health has improved quite a bit. I've had months of treatment, 7 or 8 months of treatment right now. I can breathe better. Biopsies have come back better from inside my lung. I still have treatments to go. And I have, morning and night medications and inhalers all throughout the day, but I'm up and around more than I was. And so that's good for me, especially, what are we talking about today? The request was, when I said, what do you guys want to talk about? It was knives. So I have just a plethora of stuff here, things that we can talk about that we've seen and what we're gonna see. Things I kind of want to know what you guys want to see on the channel. Future things to review or test out. Thank you, Kurt. I appreciate that very much. I will be, so I have to go a certain amount of time with good biopsies and cell counts and all that stuff to be officially considered in remission. But all right. Well, Mr. Black, thank you for showing up, and I can't wait to see your coat of arms. I'm still going to have to take some anti-cancer type medication for like 3 to 5 years. But it's, health-wise, it's looking up. The VA can only pay you 100%, but they've upgraded some individual type ratings. Like I am now, if you add up all of my ratings, I'm at like 170 something percent if you add it all up. But that's not how they do that for the money. I'll do a video on the process someday. Because they can only pay you 100% disability. But it's like, so like if your first rating was 50% for something, and then your next rating is 30%, so you're getting 50% disability, right, from the VA, and then your next rating is 30%. They don't then add that together and pay you 80%. They then are paying you the total of 50% and then 30% of the remaining 50%, whatever that math is. Then if you get something else, then if you get another 10%, it adds 10% of what's remaining, 50%, and then 30% of 50%, and then 10% of whatever that is. It's a crazy math thing they do. So yeah, I have like 100. I'm 180% disabled if you add it all up. But of course, they can only pay you to a max of 100. But it's craziness. But they are taking care of it all. Bus Bob, I have something that is called an adenocarcinoma, which is service connected, and they have. I also have some other respiratory ailments, which has all been found service connected to airborne hazard exposure from the desert, burn pit stuff. However, it was caught very early. It was a very early stage, and it just so happens that being a non-smoker, and they have very special protocols. Like it's the most common type of lung cancer for those who don't smoke, and so they're very good at treating it. And the mass they found was also very small. I also have 2 lesions of just damaged tissue related to toxins and inhaled hazards that are not malignant, but they're in there. So it's just damaged lung tissue that's never going to get better. The way that they have treated it is because I already have a compromised respiratory system. This is just if anybody cares. The idea was to hold off on doing a resection and cutting out any lung tissue as a last resort. And so a combination of radiation and instead of chemo, biological therapy, which is an IV infusion. I only have to do it once a month. Some people do chemo once a week. Chemo has terrible side effects. The biological side effects aren't great either. And, there's also some other things that go in there, cell growth inhibitors and things like that. But I got very lucky in terms of the doctor even told me, the oncologist, he's like, look, if you had to pick, like if you had to choose, if you had to have a cancer and you had to pick based on your history and exposure, this is the one, so I'm going to be fine. And the government has not given me any runaround about paying for the treatment or anything like that. They have done their responsibility since they're the ones that did this, so it's been all right. Well, this is I have talked about a lot of my service, both the time in the Army and the Air Force, but this is why I've talked to a few people that are interested in the military stuff. And just so I'll tell you, if you don't know my history I started in the Army. They originally enlisted me as a cavalry scout and then said, no, we have a desperate need for combat medics, so you're going to become a combat medic. And I served in the Army as a combat medic. And then I joined the Air Force to be pararescue, but I got injured during that training. So they ended up putting me on the ground doing that whole tactical air control, calling in airstrikes, directing pilots around on the radio on the ground type thing. I've been deployed several times. I got to be an instructor. But this is why I put up the thing. Would you guys be interested in kind of like a spin-off side channel where I talk about military stuff? Because I've done a few military videos on this channel. But, talking about military stuff, military Q&A, which you guys love when I do sometimes, and doing some war stories. And yeah, I've been part of Operation Iraqi Freedom, Operation Enduring Freedom, and Operation New Dawn. And before that, very early on in my career, my unit took part in peacekeeping operations in the Balkans, like when I was very, very young and stupid. So I have some fun stories, and I know a lot of people with other fun stories. So that's why I suggested. Not everybody wants to hear all the military stuff. A lot of you guys are just here for the sharp objects and the unboxings and the outdoor stuff, and that's fine. I don't mind. But that's why I was thinking maybe I'd start a secondary channel that focuses on. Thanks, Kurt. I just wasn't going to bring it up, but I did my time New York City in ER and ambulance, and yeah, we were down there at 9/11. So they, what though, the government doesn't recognize any of the 9/11 stuff as having anything to do with this. They didn't put that on there. It's all whatever. So that's why I thought the secondary channel might interest some people, where we can, because I've done a few reacting to military videos. I did a few explanation. I talked about NORAD when the balloon thing happened, about NORAD and how that went down. I talked about thermobaric weapons, because some people had questions about that. We've done military Q&A a few times. And so, if there's interest in it, I will do a whole separate channel, and we can kind of keep the military stuff separate, and I'll tell some actual real life, activities, not only that I did, that I was involved in, but I'll source out some other adventurous stuff from all my bros and sisters that were, out there. My dad has some great stories from his time in, from Vietnam, Laos, Grenada type stuff, during his day. And I will do more reacting to military videos on there. Don't forget that, as an Air Force dude, my job was, as a weapons school graduate, is to be an expert on the weapon systems and how they work. So I can do videos on that stuff too, talking about weapons and tactics at work in the world right now. So we can stand that up. But you know what? I'll tell you what. There are a whole lot of guys that have had it way worse than me. And I'm just, if I could go back and be 19 and enlist again, I would do it again. I absolutely would. But thank you. I appreciate that. But there are dudes that just are, there are guys who have it so much worse than me, so much worse than me. I'm willing to say right now that your average infantry dude in World War II could take a modern day Army Ranger in a one-on-one, like they literally, those guys literally saved the world from Nazis. I mean, they were the heroes. They were the ones. So, and those guys deployed, and they were told, you're going to go, you're getting shipped off to Europe or the Pacific. And they were like, how long is our tour? And they were like, until the war's over. At least we knew, you're going for 8, 9, 13 months and you're going to come home. Those guys that went off, to the European theater or the Pacific theater or the Mediterranean, they were like, hey, you're in the U.S. Army now, and there are Nazis and Japanese that need to be defeated. And, good luck, God bless, go off to combat. Let us know when the job is done. I mean, so could be worse. Could have been a lot worse. And I absolutely loved my job. I loved instructing most of all. That was, I think, the highlight of my career, was being an instructor at the end. And unfortunately, I had to get out before I wanted to because of medical stuff. And I'm not going to lie, my mental health, PTSD and mental health stuff put me in a position where I made some really bad decisions, and that was my fault. And I could have maybe stayed in longer but whatever. That's again, that could be the subject of a whole nother video. So this is absolutely true. The only people I think that went to war with less training are the Russians in Ukraine right now. It's so sad that, and I'm not taking a political stance on the war. I'm talking about a soldier relating to other soldiers and what they're going through. The way that these Russian kids are being just drafted, they're making them pay for their own uniforms, and some of them don't even have weapons, and they're like, go fight. It's ridiculous. A conscientious objector, and from conscientious objector to Medal of Honor winner, because he just did what he had to do. He did what he had to do for the men around him and the mission. And then they insulted him by naming that terrible, terrible anti-aircraft gun after him. But anyway, I didn't intend to just start going off on military stuff on our first live stream back. I know that's not what everybody wants to talk about right now. So, we can, if that's what you guys want, but I don't think that's what everybody here wants. It's absolutely true. You're absolutely right. And if I can say a little bit, like in Vietnam, I'm just gonna throw this out there. People can disagree. Militarily, if you look it up, and this goes right to it. Militarily, the United States was winning the Vietnam War. If you look at company-sized actions or greater, we were defeating the enemy. It was the the moral and political at home, where we totally lost, and the people had no will to support the fight. And you know, it goes to show you that once civilians had an actual view of what war looked like, they didn't have the stomach for it, because and if Operation Desert Storm looked less like the complete uppercut punch than it was, I don't think the public would have given us, not us, but them, ticker tape parades when they got back. And you saw that with Operation Iraqi Freedom. Everybody was all yellow ribbons and support our troops in the beginning, and by the end, it was like, I don't know. I don't want to get into that. Anyway, so there's that. But I will do the second channel where we can just talk about military stuff, and we can tell some fun stories. And hold on, I've got to read what Christopher said. It's true. I love and hate reading when they debrief these Russian kids that are captured. Some of them don't even know they're in Ukraine. Like in the beginning, they didn't even know they were in Ukraine. They weren't even told they were in Ukraine. They were told they were on some exercise. It's crazy. Yeah, the public treated the actual soldiers who were drafted, most of them, like crap. For it's really a shame. It's really, really a shame. So anyway, so back to, sorry, I need to, and it is just water. I won't be doing any drunk unboxings for a while, because one of my medications that I have to take now is absolutely contraindicated to mix with alcohol. I can't have a single drink. My liver will, I think it'll burst into flames and explode inside my body. So, yeah, there'll be no drunk unboxings for a while. Pegleg Steve sounds like a pirate. Pegleg Steve and Cyborg sounds like a late 80s cop thing. Let's talk about knives. I'm totally with you. Let's talk about knives. So I got this week Barrel and Blade, the Barrel and Blade knife of the month. The Barrel and Blade knife of the month is good. They made up for last month with the dull Condor. And I have that already edited, uploaded. My Patreon team will see it this week. I don't want to spoil it for you. There's a real interesting kind of blade in Barrel and Blade Level 2. I'm iffy about it, but we'll see. I'm going to show you this. I haven't done the review on this yet, but this was sent to me by a company called Odin Wolf. And I'm going to show it to you because I'm amused by it. This is not the knife they offered me. They're like, do you want to review something? I was like, sure. I picked one out. They're like, well, we don't have it available, but we'll send you this. Hey, Roman, how are you? What did you miss, Frank? We talked a lot about military stuff and the potential of starting that second military channel where we talk about military stuff. Now we're talking about knives. So this is what they sent me to review. I'm not prepared to join the Roman Legion right now. But if I do, I'm equipped. Yeah, Roman. So I talked about... you might want to go back to the beginning of this once it's done. I talked a lot about health update, but things are getting better. I'm going to leave it at that. I can't think of any time where this would be a very practical blade unless I'm fighting somebody with a Bronze Age shield. But I am willing to give it a try, and I think we can have a fun video with it. I think we can have... Do you remember the video where I had the, I think it was Kubi sent the Klingon battle cruiser knife, and we just went in the backyard and sliced through some cans and some other stuff? I think we can have a fun field test on this guy when it comes down to it. It's a D2 blade. It is illegal in so many places because it absolutely is double-edged. but we'll go for it. We'll have fun with this one. You know, now that I'm starting to feel a little bit better, I don't have endless energy. I have periods of energy and breathing, and so I can do like a video a day, and then edit it later. So I'm still a little slow getting stuff out, but we've got that. I've got some by Off Grid that I don't have in front of me. I've got something really cool. You guys are going to see the whole video on this. So there's a company that makes accessories for your Swiss Army knives. And I'm going to go do the whole video. So basically, it's fire starting gear that you can incorporate straight into your Swiss Army knives. And so you can replace your toothpick with a little tiny ferro rod. Right? And then also, you can put into the corkscrew, again, a little tiny ferro rod. And this is a fire starter. And then Raver Boy, how are you? And then you can, so this is also the same. So it's a fire starter corkscrew shape. And like any other fire starter, you mush it, you fluff it up, and you can spark either so if you've got this, they call this the fire ant. But this, you can carry a mini fire starting kit right here on your Victorinox. And then this one is just a larger fire starter. So this is designed to be used with the, can't get this one to come out. It's really in there. All right, well, we'll work on that later. So you can use the larger one with the rod, and you can use the smaller one in conjunction with the fire ant, or of course you use the larger one with the fire ant too. But it's kind of, I'm excited to test it out. I saw it Amazon, once again, Amazon, just going around looking at stuff, and this popped up, and I thought this would be great to test. And I'm also going to send a set over to Exploring It All. He's got a great channel, single dad, raising his daughter to appreciate all of the outdoor stuff, and we communicate a lot. He sent me a really cool sticker that you're going to see when I do the video for these. So I'm excited about that. I also have just done a whole video on, I don't know where it is. It's a cool self-contained fire starting set. It's like a ferro rod encased in an anodized aluminum holder, and the wick goes through that aluminum holder. It's a big chunky rod too. I don't know why I was about to shoot something. So you strike it and it lights the wick, and then you can either cut the wick up as a fire starter itself, or then you have a lit match, and it's really cool. You guys are gonna love it. I think you're gonna love it. So yeah, there's that. I have been carrying around, wish I could watch. Whoa. You can always come back and watch it again after it's recorded. So go get that Fox and take care of business. Slow, just got the ladies, gentlemen. Oh, you just got it. Ladies, gentlemen, and llama. We're going to talk about the new, nice, he got it, the new logo. I'm going to show you the stickers in a minute too. Now, I have always said I'm not a fan of fixed blades, and I like folding knives, but I've shown this a couple times on the channel. This came from the Going Gear EDC Club, the White River. Oh, I can't remember the model now. I love this guy. I absolutely love this guy. How's the Home Depot? The Home Depot guy, little splitter, is awesome. I love it. It's doing great. Yeah, but this guy, this is just such a good EDC. Even though it's a fixed blade, and I don't like having to wear a belt or clip something like this on, but this is such a great EDC, and I use it in the kitchen, and it's awesome. It's great. I cannot recommend it enough. Phenomenal. Let me put it away correctly. And, what else? And of course, I just put a couple pictures of this up on Instagram and a short of it. So there's a custom job I did on a rat one a while ago. It has been in my pocket because it's summertime. This guy, what grade? By what grade do you mean what steel? It's S35VN. This dude right here. So of course, Rat 1 is one of my favorite all-time budget-friendly EDCs, and since I took all the time to customize this one, and then there's the Spidey Rat, which is a little more intricate, but I've been carrying this guy around too because I've been enjoying this. It's just nice to have a solid feeling knife in your hand, even though they're a little chunky. Christopher, I check out the Going Gear website. I cannot recommend this guy enough. True Damascus can be achieved by using cast steel with the same chemical makeup of wood steel. Kurt, if you figure this out and you forge a billet of that, let me know. I really would be very interested in seeing that. Very much so. What other ones? I've been and I've been going back to basics lately too, with the Higo Nakami, the basic, simple. It's lightweight. I love these guys because they're just so classic and simple. I've been carrying this around everywhere. So that's been the fun that I've been having. Let me show you some of the new stickers since you guys. So I've seen a dendritic steel knife specifically for water use and boating. Has like a ton of cobalt in it. Hang on, I gotta get this out. So I'm gonna add stuff that is merch related on the Teespring store. But so I had these like actually professionally designed. And yes, you picked up on it right. Ladies, gentlemen, and llamas. And so I have, obviously, there's the purple. Then I modified it a little bit to make it a little bit more out there. And then just in case people need it spelled out for them, I have it where it says ladies, gentlemen, and llamas. Look at that. Look at that high-class llama with his top hat on. So I've got the stickers now made, and got just a butt ton of these regular channel stickers and some holographic ones. And my Patreon guys, they have there's a special logo just for them. That is, they get it delivered automatically from Patreon. So I'm not sure. These stickers are better quality than the ones that Teespring sells, honestly. So I know there's people that have liked to buy the stickers from Teespring in the past. I don't know how to work out getting these to people right now, but it was time. I like my old logo. It was time for a newer logo. And I like this one. And so I'm going to start putting this, more in videos and stuff. I'm going to start trying to spend more time being more professional on YouTube and dedicate, it's been just a hobby for me, but I'm not sure when I'm going to be able to actually go back to work, actually work. So I'm going to be trying to step up the YouTube game to honestly make a little bit more money out of it because, I'm going to need it because I haven't been to the shop in 3 months or so, just because the doctors did not want me around chemicals and all that stuff. They haven't wanted me breathing any of that stuff. And they've also wanted me to really take it easy and take a breath and, rest, especially with all the treatment and medication I've been going under and going on, and having to, use a nebulizer and inhalers all these times a day. Where's this? Is this the box? Where is? I have all these knives all around me. There's Where's the O knife I just really liked with the had like a frag scale on it? I don't see it now. I just had it. There we go. Speaking of O knife, which one is this? The Spur Dog. I love the Spur Dog. This thing is awesome. That's nice. Honestly, don't know if it helps. I don't know. You can try it. We'll see. I was thinking of doing one of those the channel memberships, but I don't know how that even works or what you do. Like, so here's the other like so I watch a lot of videos where people make fun of not legitimate cop watchers, not legitimate First Amendment auditors, but the frauditors that like engineer drama for clicks and views. Like they go and they try to make confrontations and like are just assholes. And those guys, but they do like 4 live streams a week. And they have like channel memberships and all this other stuff. I don't know how that even works. But I thought about trying to do that, but I don't even know. Whatever. But so anyway, we're going to talk about frauditors on another live stream because boy are they assholes. They don't care about the First Amendment at all. All they care about is basically raping the Bill of Rights to get views on YouTube. I totally respect somebody that wants to stand back and record a police interaction respectfully for the safety of all. But somebody who thinks that the way to do that is to like get 2 feet behind the cop and call him a piece of shit and tell the guy the cop's working with, like, don't talk to him, don't give him anything, don't answer any questions. That's not the way to go. Like there's a difference between we have one of those frauditing crazies right here in my county. She was at our local post office. She was at our DMV. She just got arrested at a courthouse. And all they do is put cameras in people's faces and demand, like, you're a public servant. You have to respect me. You have to treat me, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know. And anyway, that's a whole different. I'll show you some videos of the people I'm talking about. Again, it's your constitutional right to record police, record in a public place. But when you create a scene, that's not cool. I don't know who Daniel Penny is. Not sure. What is it, Ethan? You trying to sneak in here? You what? But you are interrupting me. But that's okay because you're important. What is it? You trying to come join me? You want me to make a space for you? Ethan has decided he's coming on over, so I got to clean up some knives to make space for him. Come on over. Come on over. Hello.
He's been teaching me good survival lessons.
What kind of things have we been learning, mainly? What did we just work on?
How to start a fire in an emergency.
Yeah, he loves working with a ferro rod. No, Christopher, they're all being very nice to me and hanging out downstairs. Don't lean on the computer, though, so make it seem wobbly. No, Giggles is downstairs doing giggle things, and the boys are all... They were playing like all their assorted video games downstairs, but here's Ethan. Oh, you know what's another one that I love, guys? This little ace knife, like kind of almost like their version of the Spyderco Dragonfly. I'm getting into smaller knives, smaller blades. It's weird. Ethan, how do you feel today? What's up? Fiery. It was yesterday, wasn't it? We were outside in the backyard. We started to put together his own little fire starting kit with the Zippo brand ferro rod. You want to go get it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bring the whole box.
Yeah.
We took a Vosteed box. Oh, I've got, you guys are going to love it. The Vosteed the gator. So I got my hands on the sheep's foot, the full flat ground sheep's foot. You're going to see the review and the comparison to the Warncliffe one. I'm in love. It's over here somewhere. I have all these knives just spread out. It is phenomenal. I love it. I love it. The Kubi leaf. Oh, when I did the 2-for-1, yeah, that's really cool. Kubi's going to be sending me their newest one, their newest collab with Willemsen. So we used the box from Vosteed because I told you these boxes are great. And
got a little thing. Very nice. You can attach strings to these. You can attach it to both of them so I don't lose any pieces. There's a fire symbol on the top. Very nice. Very good quality, and it's actually kind of pretty easy. Just angle it right and then scrape as hard as you can.
we practiced with I forgot what kind of waxed rope we practiced with in the backyard yesterday, but he's really good. 2 or 3 scrapes and he's got fire going. And then he proudly proclaimed as loud as possible, "I like starting fires." And I was like, "Shh, not so loud." I really want to see pictures of what you come up with. Definitely. We're trying so hard, even though there's so many here that are trying to take them away. Oh, I don't want to get into that. We can talk about that too.
Hey guys. Oh, Mama's
I was waiting. Good, you taught him not to do that in the house. Yeah.
So we've been trying to figure out how I can do my own live stream, but it's gonna be on Fortnite.
Yeah, he wants to do Fortnite live streaming, but that's a little bit above me. How to stream a game as he's playing it. I think we need to do Twitch, and I don't know how to hook up Twitch to the Xbox. We'll figure it out. We're some smart dudes, right? Are you T-posing?
Yes.
You know, they can't see all of you, so it's hard to know that you're T-posing. Oh, look, see, Kevin says we will talk. This is Kevin. You've met him. He's made us cool stuff. Remember the T-shirts, SpongeBob T-shirts, glow-in-the-dark SpongeBob T-shirts, and the Star Wars pictures in the little lit boxes? He makes them. He made them for you.
So what do you mean by
we will talk? Well, he must know how to do the streaming. He's a really smart guy, too. He knows all kinds of technology stuff much better than me. He's a good friend, and he helps out with a lot of stuff. I was just about to say something, and I forgot it.
Hey, Dad.
Yes.
Can I pick the next comment?
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. You absolutely have a subscriber that knows how to Twitch stream. See that? There's someone else that knows how to help us, so we can figure that out. We can get that going. What do you want to do?
Can I be the next one to pick?
Oh, comment? you want to pick a comment and put it up there? Sure, you can. I was about to say something, and then everybody got super helpful. Well, these comments have already. You got to wait for a new one. Scroll down. Scroll down. Wait for a new one to come up. Oh. If you guys, those that are interested in the military stuff, have not been following my model channel, I've been doing some cool new work, and I'm going to get ready to what is the best knife I own? Here, put that one up at the bottom. What is the best knife I own? So I always say it's hard to rate them. Now, when you say best, you mean most expensive, best made, best for a specific thing, because I have an actual custom-made Dwayne Dwyer Strider custom knife, which is in storage right now. And that's like a $1,300 knife. So if you're talking about pure value, it might be that. But if you're talking about, so like when people say what's the best, it's very subjective. And see, he says just the best. I mean, it's hard to figure it out. So He says, "Hey Ethan, next time I come see your dad, I'll have something cool for you." So you better thank him.
Thank you.
Bye,
Dad.
So it is kind of hard to. I always say you got to figure out the best for the best job. So like for, I don't know. It's so hard to answer the question. Plus, I love every new knife I get. When I get a new knife, that's my best new knife. And then I rotate around. So I guess I'll say the best knife I have is that Dwayne Dwyer Custom Strider SMF because it's gorgeous knife. It's handmade, and it only increases in value. Well, no, I forget. So I have a Randall custom knife that was a present for getting into the pararescue training program. And if you know Randall's, hey Carrie, what's up? If you know Randall's, they are all literally handmade in Orlando, Florida. You could be on the waiting list for years before you get one. So that's probably the very best. So here, I'm going to put, can you click in there for me? So those of you who like the military stuff, here, click that. Those of you who like the military stuff, go check out that other channel I have where I do the model building. Because not only do I do the builds, and people say I'm pretty good at building it, but I do a lot. I talk a lot about the history, the technical stuff that goes into them. I'll get to that one second. And it's a fun channel, and I'm looking to expand that a little bit more. So, okay, you can take that off, and then do that one. When you get a new knife, it's the best. What about the crappy? They were new once. No, they were never new. They were never new. They've been sitting around in a factory forever. I refuse to acknowledge that comment. Hey, what knife are you carrying? The last one I made. I love that. That's good. So of course, I also feel like even though this is a $25 knife, it's still the best because I put all the work into making it like this. Ever going to do here? Click that one. This one. The problem with this is I've gotten so many boxes. I mean, I've been doing boxes since 2016. So I'd have to narrow it down. I'd really have to narrow it and say maybe I'll do you know what I'll do? Maybe I'll do a 2023 edition. And I'll do like this is the best for 2023. Click that one. Listen, good night. God bless and thank you for joining us all the way from across the pond. I appreciate it. That's awesome. Take care. Okay, now you can click there and I'll make it go away. There you go. Good. You learned how to use StreamYard. So yeah, what I definitely was going to do was do a whole roundup this year again of the BattleBox Knife of the Month. But I think so. What I'll do is I'll do a 2023 edition after we get the last boxes he's saying good night to that guy. We'll after we get the last boxes in December, we'll do a roundup of the best gear that I think came in this year, 2023. It's the best we can do. It's just I can't do the very best of ever because I got my very first box. Yeah, like 2016 is when I started doing that. So, yeah. Do you want to type something? What do you want to type? Meme? You typed meme? Hey, number one, maybe he was just happy to be rid of us lousy colonists. But I find that I talked to quite a few. When I deployed with guys from the RAF, the RAAF, they are frustrated by their gun laws, just like we are every time somebody tries to pass something new here. They don't understand why their own government won't trust them. Like they trust them to deploy and fight a war, but they don't trust them to own their own guns at home. They get frustrated. Are you being ridiculous just because you can? That's Ethan being ridiculous because he can, because he feels like it.
Me.
This is the danger of having a wild Ethan. This week on Wild Ethans.
Hey, by the way, just asking, have any of you seen any of the Wild Tato videos?
It's been a long time since we did a Wild Tato video.
Yeah, I miss it.
Me too. Did you see Pancakes, the new dog next door?
Oh, yeah.
That's a cute dog.
Come here.
Thanks. If I get a service dog, I wonder if we can have one that looks like Tato.
I don't know why, but why do you...
It's absolutely true, and I like saying nobody that could shoot back ever willfully boarded a cattle car. Hi, Craig. That's Craig. We have a box from Craig that we got to unbox.
Hi, Greg.
I just talked to Craig on the phone today.
Oh. Greg.
Give that boy some meat. He says you're skinny. Let me tell you, sometimes this boy doesn't want to eat all day, and then other days, I have to go back to the store to buy more food. I never know what he's going to do. But you put a steak in front of him, and you got to go buy more steak. He's a meat eater.
I'm now going to sleep right here.
What are you doing? Are you going to sleep?
No.
That's going to be inconvenient. Oh, Craig says hi to you.
Hi, Greg.
No, he said hi to you over there. Wait, where is it? Right there. Right there. He said hi to you over there.
Hi, Greg. Hi.
Okay, now click that. There you go.
Now
You'll learn how to do it.
Now you can actually see my face.
There's your face. I see it every day for free. So I'm hoping that, if we get the secondary military channel going, people will enjoy it. Steer a few more of you guys over to the model channel. That's going to be annoying. Steer a few more of you guys over to the model channel so I can get that going again. I'm going to put a new video up on that. I've got, like I said, Barrel and Blade, the level 2 and the Knife of the Month, and Battle Box, all done and recorded. Craig has sent a new box we're going to open. I have something new from Bostede in addition to the other Gator. 2 new fire starting videos. So we got some good stuff going on, and we still haven't even gotten Tack Pack or Gear Pack yet. We have monthly Knife Club to look forward to, and there's a few other things on Amazon that I put in the wish list, my shopping cart, that I think we're going to pick up. Reet Knives has the new. Oh, thank you, Ethan. Yeah, Craig, it is. What I'm trying to figure out is which sites exactly are the laser rangefinder, the regular gun sight, and the actual missile launcher site. It's hard to find references on that. I forgot where I was going. I'm looking for, ideas from you guys. What other things you want to see on the channel? Specific things you want reviewed, specific activities you want to see done. If there's new boxes you want unboxed, all that stuff. There's just all kinds of things I want to know what you guys want to see, because I don't always think of everything in a timely manner that I should. So, I'm making content for all of you. It would help if you guys said, "Hey, this is the exact content we want to see," and I can make it happen. What are you doing? So, Reet Knives has the new T1000, which looks like a solid tank of a knife. I've never ever done this before, and reached out to a company and say, "Hey, I really want to review your knife. Can I get one?" But I like it so much that I actually sent them an email and said, "I can't find this anywhere. I don't know if you're selling it yet, but I've seen a couple pictures of it. Can I please get my hands on one?" Just because it looks so good. Wait, what is he? Hold on. Any thoughts on the A-10? And then he says, because they're talking about retiring. They're always talking about retiring them. But here's the thing about the A-10, and I'm going to piss off some people. The A-10 is a great airplane. We have never fought the war that the A-10 was designed to fight. And more PETA. Let's see, more PETA. The majority of close air support, or what we call troops in contact taskings in Iraq and Afghanistan, were actually not filled by the A-10. They were filled by F-16s. They were filled by Strike Eagles. And in Afghanistan, I can't tell you how many times I put a B-1 overhead for close air support. And you wouldn't think that that would be a great platform for close air support, but it was amazing. And as much as the A-10 has its, I'm not saying it can't do a great job, but it was more often than not, it was not the A-10 that was used because they're slow, they can't be everywhere, and they're, you know, they are old airplanes. And so in Afghanistan, for example, they all lived at Bagram for a little bit, and then they all lived up at they all lived at Kandahar for a little bit, and then they all lived up at Bagram. If you had troops in contact in the southern part of Afghanistan and your A-10s are on ground alert at Bagram and they fly at about 350 knots, it's going to take them a while to get there. Whereas if you have an F-16 takeoff and hit the burner, they get there in flying twice the speed, get there in half the time. And rarely was the gun, and I know everybody loves the gun on the A-10, rarely was the gun the weapon of choice for close air support. It was media kits? You mean medical kits, not media kits. Okay. Yeah, it was always either a JDAM or a laser-guided bomb. Rarely was the gun used for close air support stuff. Now, if we ever end up in a situation where we are fighting force-on-force armored battles, the A-10 is the way to go. The A-10 is going to be the star of that show. And that's what it was designed for. It kills tanks. Yes, for close air support, but people don't realize it was never close air support that the A-10 was designed for. It was close air support of armored forces. It was not designed for troops on troops. It was designed to support armored forces against other armored forces and kill tanks. But so retiring the A-10, I don't know. I hate to see it go. I'll get to it in a minute. I hate to see it go because it's a great platform, but it would not have affected the way we fought either Iraq or Afghanistan at all if we didn't have it. The loiter time of the F-16 is ridiculous compared to the A-10. Ridiculously small. You have 45 minutes of usable time on an F-16 before it needs to get gas or go home. Small airplane. The A-10 has much better loiter time. That is true. The way that the F-16s, I can't say mitigated that, but so what we did is we do what we call yo-yo ops refueling, where one guy stays on station, the other guy goes to the tanker, fuels up, comes back, and then the second guy goes. But the A-10, the F-16 just wasn't made to do loitering like that. It was the A-10 the A-10 will give you about an hour and a half time on station, whereas the F-16 will give you 45 minutes. And it's not. I have many issues with the F-16 as a weapons and tactic guy. Don't like it. I know what you're trying to fight. I know what you're trying to fight. But the idea is, most troops in contact scenarios were either what we call closed before air, where the troops actually fought their way out before the airplane even got there, or all that happens is that as soon as the bad guys heard jet engines overhead, they ran away. Most close air support issues in Afghanistan, especially, they never even went kinetic. We didn't even drop. Bad guys heard the jet engines and ran away like scared little bitches, because they knew that now they were about to get pounded from the sky. So they would take their pot shots until they knew the air support was overhead and go. So that's another advantage that the fast movers had over the A-10. They had very noisy afterburners that made a hell of a lot of scary noise in the sky. A-10 is actually a very quiet airplane. You don't hear it until it's right on top of you. And that's why it was called Whistling Death by the Iraqis. So, but see, this is all stuff we could go over in depth, in detail, ad nauseum on a separate military channel. The amount of fuel aircraft require, the amount of fuel that the amount of gas is one of the biggest expenditures for the Air Force. Like, you buy an airplane once and you spend the rest of your budget for the year keeping that airplane in the sky with gas. All right. What are you doing? You're just being a little ball of Ethan? This little ball of Ethan right here? So, like, the perfect split between the F-16 and the A-10 is the F-15E, the Strike Eagle. Tons of gas, fast, precision guiding munitions. It's got a 20-millimeter gun, too. And 2 sets of eyes in the cockpit to look around and find targets. So, Strike Eagle did a lot of good close air support stuff. Still, the B-1. I love the B-1. And those guys fly that thing like a fighter plane. Like, they think they're flying an F-16. It's crazy. Well, Kurt, now we use JP-8, which is a lot more stable than JP-4. JP-8 is it's a much more refined and stable fuel. And you can run a jet engine on it, and you can run an Abrams tank on it, because it basically is a jet engine anyway. So that's cool. All right, so we're about an hour. I like to keep these to about an hour, unless we're caught up in a heavy debate or something like that. So I think our first time back, we'll call it good. I've got some great ideas. So we'll keep. I think the Navy still uses JP-4 on the aircraft on the carrier deck, so don't worry about it, Kurt. Air Force uses JP-8 though. So listen, guys, thanks for joining me on the first time back. We are going to do the same thing next Wednesday, 6:30. And now I have some more ideas for what we'll talk about. So I appreciate thoughts on the new Top Gun movie. Wait, hold on. I was not impressed. People thought it was like the greatest cinematic masterpiece ever. And I was like, it's okay. Of course, I can't watch any military movie without pointing out everything that's wrong with it. It was all right. Meh. Maverick should have been court-martialed 20 times over. But my biggest problem is nobody that graduates from Top Gun or weapons school or Marine WTI acts as arrogant and asshole-ish as those guys did. It's part of the course. Humble is the first tenet of all of them. For Air Force weapons, so humble, credible, and approachable. None of them go and say, if we're the best, who can teach us? That's like not even, you get your dick slapped off for talking like that. So anyway, hey Doc, hold on, click that. Ken Richardson custom, that's nice. That's nice. Oh, I want a new dog so bad. Congratulations on a new dog. All right, you messaged me, Kevin. All right, anyway, guys, thanks for joining us. We'll see you again next week. Everybody be good, be safe. Remember that you guys are all absolutely awesome, and we appreciate every single one of you. And we'll see you again here. What do you have to say?
I'm a frog.
And he's a frog. And we'll see you again next week. Take care.